Chosen one, stop now and watch this closely. This moment isn't late, it isn't random, and it isn't something you just stumbled into. It's finding you exactly when your soul is finally quiet enough to hear it. Hey, before we go any deeper, just tap that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You already know this kind of message isn't something you want to miss again. There's something about right now that feels different, not louder, not clearer in the way you expected, but heavier in a strange way, like it carries weight, like it matters more than other moments you've passed through without even noticing. And maybe that's what this is. Not just another message, not just another video you clicked on without thinking, but something timed, something placed, something that found you while everything inside you was already shifting. So stay here. Don't rush this. Watch until the end, not because someone told you to, but because something in you already knows there's more to hear. And if you feel it, really feel it, drop your warmest wishes in the comments and write Amen. Let that moment be real. Let it be yours. Let it be the point where you stop doubting what's happening inside you and start allowing it to move. Because this isn't about convincing you of anything. It's about reminding you. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. 2 Corinthians 6:2 now. Not later. Not when everything is perfect. Not when you finally have all the answers lined up neatly in your mind. Now. That's the part most people miss because they keep waiting for a version of life that feels more certain, more stable, more obvious. But life doesn't work like that. God doesn't move like that either. He moves in moments that don't always look important from the outside. Quiet shifts, subtle changes, the kind you almost ignore if you're not paying attention. And yet, those are the moments that change everything. And something in you is starting to notice that. You're not the same as you were before. Even if your life looks similar, even if the same routines are still there, even if some of the same struggles haven't fully disappeared, there's something different in the way you're experiencing it all. Less panic, less desperation, more awareness. You're beginning to see things for what they are instead of what you feared they might be. And that changes everything. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. That line. It hits differently when you've lived through seasons where nothing felt new at all, when everything felt stuck, repetitive, like you were going in circles instead of forward. And yet, here you are, starting to feel something shift that you can't fully explain. That's the new thing. Not always visible, not always dramatic, but real. It doesn't need to announce itself loudly to be powerful. Sometimes it just grows quietly inside you until one day you realize you're not reacting the same way anymore. You're not thinking the same way anymore. You're not holding on to the same fears with the same grip. And that's when you know something has already started. Not around you, within you. And that's why this moment matters so much. Because it's easy to overlook it, easy to scroll past it, easy to tell yourself, I'll come back to this later, like later is guaranteed. But later isn't the point. Now is. Right now, this is where everything begins to align in ways you didn't expect. Not because everything suddenly becomes easy, but because you're finally in a place where you can receive what's been trying to reach you. There's a difference between something being available and you being ready for it. And maybe, just maybe, you're ready now. Not perfectly ready, not completely certain, but ready enough. Ready to stop running from the quiet voice inside you that's been trying to get your attention. Ready to stop dismissing the small moments that feel meaningful even when you can't explain why. Ready to trust that what you're feeling isn't just imagination, it's direction. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure. Philippians 2:13. That means this isn't just you trying to figure things out on your own. It's not just your thoughts randomly connecting dots. There's something deeper at work, something shaping your desires, your awareness, even your timing. And maybe that's why you felt different lately. Like certain things don't hold the same weight anymore. Like some conversations feel empty even when they used to matter. Like you're outgrowing spaces you once thought you belonged in. That's not confusion. That's transition. And transitions are uncomfortable. They don't come with clear instructions. They don't tell you exactly where you're going next. They just move you. Slowly, sometimes painfully, but always intentionally. You're not lost. You're moving. Even if it feels like standing still. Even if it looks like nothing is changing from the outside. Because the biggest shifts rarely start where people can see them. They start where only you can feel them. And right now, you feel it. That subtle pull, that quiet knowing, that sense that something is unfolding, even if you don't have the full picture yet. You don't need the full picture. You just need to stay present in this moment long enough to recognize what's already happening. And it is happening. Not later, not someday, now. And this is the part where everything goes quiet again. Not because it's over, not because nothing is happening, but because something inside you has finally heard what it needed to hear, and now it's settling into place. You don't feel the need to chase the message anymore. You're sitting with it. That's different, because before you were always searching for the next confirmation, the next sign, the next thing that would prove you weren't imagining all of this. But right now, there's a calm. A strange kind of calm that doesn't need proof the way it used to. It just knows. And that knowing, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from everything you've been through. Every delay that confused you. Every moment you thought you were being ignored. Every time you almost gave up, but didn't fully walk away. All of that built something in you. Something steady. Something real. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Maybe you've heard that before. Maybe it sounded distant back then, like something meant for someone stronger, someone more certain than you felt. But now, it lands differently, because you've lived through moments where you felt alone, and yet you're still here. So maybe you weren't as alone as you thought. Maybe something was holding you together in ways you couldn't see at the time. And now, looking back, even just a little, you can start to recognize it. Not perfectly, not all at once, but enough to realize that your story didn't just happen randomly. There was something guiding it. There still is. The truth is, you don't need another sign after this. Not because signs don't exist, but because something inside you has already shifted from needing them constantly to recognizing when something is real. And that changes how you move forward. You're not going to walk the same way anymore. You're not going to second-guess every step, question every feeling, or shrink yourself just to stay comfortable. You've outgrown that version of yourself, quietly but completely. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. That doesn't mean you stop living. It doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you stop trying to control everything that was never yours to carry in the first place. It means you breathe, you trust, you move when it feels right, and you pause when it doesn't, without panicking that you're falling behind. Because you're not behind. You never were. You were being prepared. And preparation doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like waiting, like confusion, like silence that stretches longer than you expected. But in that space, something was being built in you that couldn't have been built any other way. Strength that doesn't need to prove itself. Faith that doesn't collapse at the first sign of uncertainty. Awareness that doesn't ignore what it feels just to stay comfortable. That's what you carry now, even if you don't fully realize it yet. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7, and that's where you are now. Not seeing everything clearly, not having every answer laid out in front of you, but still moving, still trusting, still feeling that quiet pull forward even when you can't explain it to anyone else. That's enough, more than enough. You don't need to rush into what comes next. You don't need to force clarity or demand immediate results from something that's still unfolding. What's meant for you doesn't require that kind of pressure. It meets you when you're ready to receive it. And readiness doesn't always feel like confidence. Sometimes it feels like this: stillness, awareness, a quiet kind of certainty that doesn't need to be loud to be real. So just stay here for a second. Breathe. Let everything you've just felt settle into you without trying to analyze it too much. You don't have to turn it into something complicated. You don't have to explain it perfectly. Just let it be real. Because this moment, this exact moment you're in right now, it's not random. And deep down, you know that.